G'day everybody and welcome back to another Legoville installment. Today we're going to be looking at Legoland Idea Book 6000. This was released way back into the 80s, I think 81, 82 I believe. I remember this thing vaguely from the days in the UK, and it's one of these books that you kind of wish Lego still kind of produced. So, we picked this up probably about a couple of years ago at a flea market for about 25 cents, I believe. The actual published price, as you can see, is $1.99. These Lego idea books are pretty interesting little things to look at, and even though this one's slightly beat up, it's always good to have a quick look through and see what you can see. They are very inspiring. And I believe Jangbricks over on his Jangbricks channel has already had a look at one of these, but he posted from a slightly different perspective that I'm going to, because I am going to be looking at basically how this book inspires you to build and why Lego should produce some more of these. This was basically produced back in the early 80s. In fact, it was the exact publication date when I opened the page here. Let's see. Oh, actually, we don't get a publication date. That's probably on my mind here. But basically, we're going to be following the adventures of two minifigs, Mary and Bill, as they build their Legoland home and community and move on to adventures by car, on foot, and finally by spaceship. This is an amazingly fun little book, and like I said, I do honestly wish that Lego would do more of these. If anything, they would inspire the current generation to basically build more of their Lego, because although they do nice kits and the creator sets do a nice job of basically showing us what you can do, they don't really anymore say, hey, look, you've got all these other things you can build with this kit, whilst these Legoland idea books do all that work for you. So we're going to follow the adventures of Mary and Bill through this book, and I'm going to go a couple of pages in and explain how some of these builds that you see, although now dated, would inspire you to basically put more stuff into your Legoland city. See, there's Mary, there's Bill. She was unusual at the time. She had red hair. Not many of the female figures at the time had red hair figures, and also the hairpiece at that time. It was actually a new thing as well, because mainly at the time, if I remember, my memory serves me correctly, the Legoland minifigs mainly had the flat cap. And we all remember the flat cap. In fact, still very prominent on some police sets. So one of the things that sets this apart from other instruction booklets or basically idea booklets is basically it's mainly photography, step-by-step builds, and it's a real nice touch there. Basically use the minifigs posed in these pictures, and I actually kind of, from my reprography days, actually have a very good idea how they did this with long shot cameras. So I know the people that were basically doing these shoots had a lot of fun doing this, and what we call large format cameras. These are like 6x7s and 10x8s. These are really big machines, very similar to what you probably somebody from the Victorian area would probably very would actually recognise. So anyhow, quick sip of tea there, and we'll go and keep going. Now looking at these videos here, because we've got a nice build of a nice house here. Actually, that wouldn't be too bad to build nowadays as well. And at the end we get a nice house here, and we see a construction guy coming from this here. And we turn over the page here, and we start getting the real ideas of the this Lego idea book. Now the beauty of this book is it gives you enough information in the pictures to show you how to basically more or less figure out how to build some of the stuff for yourself. Now in this case here we have the instructions for the crane at the top there, and also the nice little dumper truck over there as well. In fact, that basically would be a full dumper truck, and actually it's a nice little build in itself for the time. Also now we see an outhouse being built here, and basically the start of a Lego city. Shell was very popular back in the day for basically Lego gas stations. I think they moved on to Esso, I believe, and then basically decided to do their own brand of Octane when they got basically fed up with licensing. But as you see, the starting of a city here. I really like these fence pieces still. Still trying to get hold of some more. These are very nice. I really like the gates here too, so that's a nice touch as well. And you look at it, that's actually a nice little calf going on there as well. This page was actually very important because basically it introduced the new road systems, and they're still fairly new at the time. I actually had my first look at them when I got my first ever Lego big set. It was for a Weetabix promotion. Basically you got the Lego Weetabix town, which came with a small town setup and two T-junction roads, and I think about 3 minifigs if I remember correctly. But what this does here is gives you a nice little overview of how you can connect your boards together, including basically a nice little park bench here, which is something most folk don't think about using. And now we've got an overview double page spread of basically a larger version of the town. Now we can see Mary and Bill's house in the distance there, but over here basically it's giving us an idea of things we can see in the town. Now, this is one of the beauties of the Lego idea book, is each one of those builds you see in the picture, it gives you just about enough information for you to basically sit down with your bricks and build it for yourself. In this case, they actually concentrate on the barber shop here. This will actually be a nice build to basically replicate nowadays. We can add a bit more architectural detail. We also have some more bits and pieces we can use from fence sets, from mirrors, and better seats. But actually would be a nice build to put into any city in itself. Also, it's basically a nice modular hinge, so you can have it basically pulled out like a dollhouse, or you can put it together, have that nice 3D building to it. We've got hand carts, trucks. I love the old police motorbikes. I built so many of these, my old airplane sets. And of course we've got more carts here, and you can see hand carts going on, and a bus station just there as well. We turn the page over here and it gives us a brief step-by-step guide on how to basically build ourselves a little supermarket. This actually has inspired me to have a think about how to incorporate a supermarket into Legoville as well. Obviously it's going to be a bit bigger than this, but this is one of the beauties of this idea book. It actually gives you ideas to basically put into your town, which you don't usually think about, or basically trying to search for inspiration. Now, one thing I was looking at this and I realised, see that guy? See that? It's a cup. I didn't realise cups were basically been around that long. Excuse me, I'll take another sip of tea here. Turn the page over again, and we got another amazing double page spread. But Mary and Bill's house is on fire. But look, don't worry, the fire brigade, the ambulance service, and the police are coming out to basically see to it. Now here we get a better look at the bus and the bus stop, and how the supermarket basically is incorporated into the town. And we have, oh look, here comes the circus poster. Again, each one of these buildings gives you just about enough information there for you to actually have a go at building one for yourself. And you know what, that's not actually necessarily a horrible idea, because Lego is basically about building. And as I said before in the opening intro, Lego doesn't do enough, I think, nowadays to basically tell their younger customers that, hey, it's Lego, you can build whatever you like, and these idea books are wonderful collections for those sort of things. To know the page here, basically we get a step-by-step guide on how to build an ambulance, which is kind of neat, and also basically a little hospital as well. Now, for quite some time, Legoland hospitals are actually more like, I guess you would call them clinics than anything else, and they give you basically a nice overview of everything that's going on. Again, just enough information if you basically figure out how to build it. It uses bits and pieces from basically Mary and Bill's house, but also incorporates some new pieces like the slide out windows, which I believe were new at the time. And at the end of the day, you get a pretty decent little building there, which also we can probably incorporate and make into other things. Imagine it as a bank or a bar or a restaurant along those lines. It's also a good piece too. Also nice to see the old Lego thick boards. Now, old school Lego builders like me remember those boards. They were a brick high, and they were basically the old baseboards back in the day. Turn the page over here. Now basically we get a look at the police station, and now basically a very quick stage-by-stage building, how to build it. But also we'll see up in the corner, unfortunately, Bill and Mary's house is still burning. But look, the fire department's turned up and basically put it out for you. Now, again, enough information in these pictures for you to basically figure out how to build these builds for yourself. And again, I love these bikes. This is back before we got the plastic preform bikes. Our bikes came like that, and I had a lot of airplane wheels at the time, so I could make these bikes, and it was fun. Now we see Mary and Bill there in their car. They're driving off to the circus, and that's actually a nice little saloon build to basically think about how to build as well. We turn the page over here, and basically we get an overview of the circus. Now what's interesting here is you see the builds for the animals, and we basically see the basic blocks for animals here, and they basically give you a guide of what kind of stickers you see used in this. Again, looking around the pictures, it's just about enough information in there for you to basically complete the scene for yourself, but they also start introducing new elements that you haven't quite thought how to build with Lego before, like example the tractors, which are also very nice, and the TV truck, and the animal handling vehicle there. So what we're going to turn over the page in a second, and we're going to have a closer look at what's going on. Now, the interesting thing about the Lego Ideas book is it's such introducing new concepts for building. For example, using plates in a vertical setup, which is basically something that was not thought of before. And many of us back in the day thought, oh, I love that. It introduces a whole new dimension to basically doing Lego building. I also love the fact that basically we've seen the old brackets here. They were huge, absolutely huge. Now we've got the little hinge joints. Those brackets were incredibly load bearing, but when they just went forever. Also, we get a quick step-by-step how to build a tractor. I think I built about 2 or 3 of these because I had basically this wheel combination, so I could do that. But I could never build the TV truck because I didn't have the propeller shaft thing. And I also get the back end of a caravan here, which isn't necessarily a bad build again. And you could really update this and build one for yourself, so you can have a nice little gypsy caravan thing going on. Now, I remember when I watched the Jangbricks' video of this, that he really loved this page because this was an inspiring piece, because this introduced a new element to Legoland, which was basically lights. Now, if I remember correctly, my memory serves, back in the day you could get the taxi, police. Taxi was green, police was blue, and yellow was shop. Yeah, it just said shop. And basically this is a new element they try to put in some kits. They said, hey look, you can light these up and you get these nice overviews here. But again, if you're looking at this piece here, you can see the the Scandinavian flags, which I think is a nice touch there. And it gives you like, oh wow, this is actually a nice cool little scene here. Like, look at the taxi. The taxi hostel house looks pretty good there. What I particularly like about this, and that's inspired me to figure out how to build for my Legoville, is the windmill. So look out for an update sometime the next month or so of basically a windmill popping up somewhere in the wilds of Legoville once I get space on my table to do that. Of course, the windmill won't be looking like this. It'll be a little bit more architecturally interesting. But again, this book is about giving ideas over basically the builds. But if you're looking at here, it's also a nice ideas page. It gives you some ideas of what you can do with various Lego bricks. And that's really the whole point of this. But also in the distance, we see new scenes popping up. Looks like a port up there. So we're going to turn the page over again and see where basically Mary and Bill are going now. Look at that port scene. That is amazing. You could port over this all day and just find new things. Now, yeah, I know the Lego's dated and not compared to what we have nowadays. However, back in the day, this was absolutely amazing and absolutely mind-blowing. I lost count how many launches I made like that. Also introduced a whole new element, which basically was kind of brand new for the time, was basically these solid hull Lego ships. These could float, and these could not. And I believe the first ones were the fireboat and the police boat, and a small blue freighter had these hulls. But also it had some Lego sets, so basically were old brick, just like this as well. Again, you're looking at this photo. There's numerous ideas that you can try to execute for yourself in your Legoville city. Nice little snack newsstand going on there, which I think would make a good addition to any city. But what's kind of intrigued me about this entire piece here is the church. Look at that, that's a church. And you don't see many cities, if any, actually have those elements incorporated into them. Now, in Europe, this is a pretty common thing. That basically most towns and cities are built basically around a church in the centre. I do know what my own hometown of Melton Mowbray, they basically had St Mary's Church in the middle, and that's a wonderful old church. It stands in the middle of it and really centres the town. So I'm starting to think, could we put a church in Legoville as well? And I'm thinking, well, I could. However, I think it'd be more interesting if some kind of like ruined church, like a monument, historical thing, like the founding of Legoville type building. And I'm thinking of basically the new brick pressed blocks that we have would make a fantastic architectural piece for this, with basically using some of the architectural tips and tricks that we know nowadays, what we use our Lego bricks for. Also, if you look around the entire scene, there's just so many things that jump out of you and say, hey, build me, have a go at me, see what you can do this, hey, did you know you could do this? And it's just really simple little builds that basically add colour and flavour to any Lego city that you have. This, again, I'll point again to this, it's a fantastic little piece. It's so minimum bricks and on a shutter system for the windows that basically, hey, it's a no-brainer to put in your city, right? We turn over the page here and we have basically a simple modular breakdown of the the old Lego freighter ships. I think I built a couple of these, and they were kind of interesting. We actually tried to get them to float, and we found out that time that Lego has zero buoyancy ability, but hey, it was fun to experiment at the time. And also the breakdown of the launches, which was kind of neat as well. I think mine was more square back than this because we didn't have those one pieces, but we had these pieces here. I think we also built the overhead crane, because I think I had my old crate box set, basically Lego's idea box, I believe they used to call them back in the day, had the grappler and the hoist set up, and actually even that old school Lego winch. Right, this is running longer than Jang, so we're gonna keep going a bit faster now. Again, this is another great ideas page. Moving truck is a fantastic addition. First 6 stood across. Good use of the old double printed headlights you can see back then. But also gives you a suggestion of basically, look at the calf. Look, there's a little coffee machine. But we'll come to that in a second as we turn over the page. This is a whole new Lego scene that's basically introducing to you. It's a furniture store and accessories piece, which gives you an idea of stuff that you could build out for your own Lego houses. Now look at that. Every single piece of that's just a piece of furniture you can make, and all of it's really, really simple to do. From the 3-piece suites, the lounge, the bench, the piano is pretty neat too. And I see it moving into the house here. And also there's the cups again. That is a nice coffee machine idea. And I'm going to say, hey, you're going to see probably a few more of those built, because I've got a lot of bricks like that I can use and put coffee machines in all kinds of places. And again, the cups. I know I keep pointing out the cups, but I didn't remember these things being released way back then. But it's nice to see them, and nice to know that the infamous Lego cup's been around for almost 30 years. Wow, that is a long time. Turn the page over here, and we have some kind of cargo depot going on here again. This is a bit of an oddity because it doesn't really play any part in the story, but it really gives you a nice idea of basically some of the stuff you can add to your city with some bricks that you have knocking around, like a little shed shack. That's kind of interesting. But again, it gives you ideas of how to basically utilize your bricks to basically build scenes. And bang, 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 and there's your Lego cargo hopper. Even nice little truck there. Turning the page over again, we have a school assembly thing going over here. Now, I pretty much ignored this page back in the day because, being a kid, I know we didn't want to, replicate our schools back in the thing. But again, it's a nice little addition to any Lego town, and I might actually be seeing a school appear. Yes, right, Legoville, elementary, preschool, and all year high, where you'll be appearing at some point in Legoville, probably called the Legoville Academy, and it might actually incorporate some of the concepts that you see in this image just here. Remember these guys back here? Remember the old tap pieces? Can't get hold of them nowadays, but they were fantastic back in the day. Okay, I actually have in this one here some of the stickers. Now, I bought this in the flea market for about 25 cents because I wasn't really expecting to find any stickers in there at all. And what we got is some pretty nice selection. I probably won't peel these out of here at all because I don't trust them to actually, stick. But again, these were a nice addition back in the day. And you got Mary and Bill's outfit there, which is really, really, really cool. What's over here? We've got a mechanics shed. See these old buggies? We used to build this like penny to like loads of these because Lego for a lot of kits for a long time did not release vehicles you could put your minifigs into, and the racing buggies were around for quite some time even after the minifigs were released and minifig sized vehicles were built. So you had to imagine that your minifig was inside there driving it. Plus look at it, it's a nice sleek little vehicle. Now we have look at the Legoville, Legoland Idea Bus Airport. Again, lots of stuff you can take from this. The terminal is a very nice little looking build there. You got a hangar over there, and it just gives you again. And this is I'm going to keep saying this, and I've probably said it so many times now in this video. It gives you so many ideas of what you can do with the bricks that you have. And it does. I mean, yeah, sure, you can't. The minifigs are definitely not going to fit inside that, but you had to imagine they got inside there, and it showed some new elements you couldn't get at the time. I couldn't get at the time. It was like the forklift, and there's a nice excavator in the back there as well. Lots of hand carts. The follow me buggy is kind of cute because basically we all started building our buggies like our Legoland vehicles like that, and they were fun. And plus we've got the single tank single tank fuel truck there with shells. I actually do have one more shell left for my Octon truck, so I could technically build that. That would actually be a nice little vocational truck to put in there. Looking around, basically it's basic bricks, but again it gives you an idea of what you can do with what you have. Some nice step-by-steps here. Building a small Cessna passenger plane, helicopter. Gotta love helicopters. Lego loves them to death. Excellent play value. And then we move into basically, basically move into basically a Lego cinema scene here. Now this is the movie theater. And again, this is a nice idea and setup. It shows off the light block again. Gives you ideas at the top there, basically stickers that go with this type of set. I had this minifig. He was cool. He basically flew my seaplane that I built eventually. Again here, down here, we've got a selection of vehicles. There's the old-fashioned buggy vehicle. And I think that's really, really cool, and I still think it's still cool nowadays. Wonderful throwback, such an easy build and a lot of fun. These were fun to build as well. I had a lot of these old printed front headlight pieces, which I used a lot of. These are just basically some simple suggestions how to build vehicles. When back in, we weren't actually so concentrated on making them fully formed. Now again, you can see nice elements of the cinema here. The concession stand is a very nice insert into it. The burger trailer, one for a better word, the food trailer is actually kind of nice. And it just gives you some elements here where you can play with and make for a nice build. Turnstile's kind of nice down there too. Now we get to see the entire thing actually folds out, which makes this an interesting build, because not only is it basically like a modular 3D building, but also you can fold it out and give yourself the dollhouse look. So you can play inside it and actually introduce in the city. Now I can't remember off the top of my head any Lego cities that I've seen on YouTube or in pictures anywhere that actually incorporate a cinema. So did anybody ever think about building one of these for their city? Well, now here's an idea. Perhaps you can. And also the 924. I only owned the LO928, so I didn't get the other two sister ships in the series, but now basically they're going to be living the movie through the scenes. Now we're going to skip through these ones a little bit quicker now, because Classic Space is sadly no longer available for us, and I believe they should have really kept it before branching out into the other crazy stuff like the Space Explorers. But Classic Space was exactly where it was at, and we see Mary and Bill put on the spaceship helmet and about to fly off into their imaginations. And here they land in Lego space. Again, you can see some interesting elements which you can't get nowadays, like the taps. And basically this gives you some nice ideas of what you could do with your Lego space. Now I had a crap ton of this stuff back in the day. It was the sets that everybody collected. They ignored the city, they ignored ships. It was space. Space was where it was at, because it was so beautifully done, and it was just really amazing. So I had a lot of stuff, and a lot of stuff's actually sitting back in the UK, so I've probably been sitting on, if I sold on eBay, probably about almost 10 grand's worth of sets, because I'm still pretty certain they probably are still all complete, with all the minifigs and absolutely everything. Yeah, that's a house deposit there. Anyhow, I'm going to skip through these pretty quickly, because nobody really has these classic pieces anymore, except for collectors, and they are not going to be building these into some of these buildings. But what again it did give you was some nice ideas to play with what you had at the time. I can recognise elements from like the command center module and that kind of thing that pops into here. The classic space buggy, which I really wish Benny's Space Squad replicated, but they didn't. And you can just see some elements that come together and makes nice little builds here. And basically we build out into a full diorama here with this basic 924 in the background. And there's LO928's LO928's logo in back on the big ship there. So again, it was a nice build. I actually didn't like this as much. I just kept LO928 as it was. But I like the command trailer here, and the space dojo was kind of cool too. So I ignore this build here, because my LO928 was the shit for spaceships. This was like open and horrible and not the best in the world, I thought. And you can see basically a scanner truck here, and basically it was space scooter as well. Really like the command module idea of basically the trailers there, the additional articulation. Really made for a nice thing. And what they do unusually here was introduce what I called the aliens, where basically were just backwards minifigs, and they were fun too. basically what it gave is just another conceptual idea of what you can do with your figures. And basically run around this SOS, and there's a little story here to rescue the ship, and basically put it all back together again and help the aliens out. We get some kind of space recovery trailer vehicle here, which kind of works, and it's kind of nice, and it is what it is. I'll say that, but again, it gives you an idea of different ideas of what you can do with your Lego at that time. Yes, I know I'm moving through this a lot faster than I moved to the city pages, but Classic Space is not really with us anymore, and a lot of these boards are not really where it is at either. So we don't have this Lego anymore. So there's not really much point really staying in one place looking at it. But what it does, again, give you is some nice ideas what you can do with some bricks, especially interesting things you can do with minifigs. The backwards aliens were absolutely hilarious. And we basically see the alien spaceship take off, and we see Mary and Bill accompany it to the aliens planet, and we get another look at an interesting build here of a command center. What this basically gave you was enough, again, with their photos, was enough information for you to build this for yourself. Now we land in the aliens world. They land, and all the aliens are slightly different. We've got a strange alien bus thing going there, and the alien habitats and that kind of thing. Now they basically, at this point, they basically took the Lego city, or the traditional Lego bricks, and basically moved them into the city space environment, which gave you a lot more options to basically build things with. And you can just kind of do kind of crazy things. The guy here and his strange space horse thing, and you just basically flip through here, and it gives you some nice ideas. You can see these are bricks that, hey, I own, so I can build this stuff here, and they give you an idea. Hey, you don't have to always have to put the numbers on the outside. You can put the stuff on the inside, and that's kind of revolutionary at the time. She said, hey, you don't always have to mark things up the way you want to mark things up. That's kind of heat venty air thing, or just some weird architectural design there. And it just gives you some nice ideas yet again, and that's the use of a power block there. And again, we look at the top here, basically see many different combinations of aliens you can build. I believe we used something like this, but put the rocket booster the other way around, so the square piece was on top of the round peg, just to basically give it an android feel, because we wanted some androids in our space stuff at the time, and we couldn't find the heads of some of our guys, so we basically turned a couple of people into basically robotic androids, and it worked quite well. Lift the antennae on top of these guys here. Again, strange little build, but it was kind of fun, a nice little well, what's the word? Is that an outpost? No, it's the tower there. So I thought for a second that was some kind of satellite, but it's actually that tower. Again, it gives you some builds here. I wasn't too keen on the space ideas section of this ideas, but because it just is what it is. And then the alien stuff is always kind of way out there, but at an older eyes now, I think it's kind of fun and gives you some ideas of what you can do, and basically bring ideas to life using your Lego. And Mary and Bill fly off again. They go towards a green planet, and on this green planet is another classic Lego set, the Lego Knights set. They're using the yellow castle here. I think the yellow castle was only around for about a year before they turned it into grey blocks. Excuse me, I'm just going to take a green cup of tea here. Oh, that's so much better. Okay, and again, this gives you an idea of what you can do with your Lego sets. I never owned any knight pieces. A friend of mine did, but I never did. He had a lot of knight pieces, but I never owned any, so I can't comment too much on some of the stuff. I kind of wanted to, but I kind of got into the space stuff more than the knight stuff, so that's where I went. Again, you got some nice little builds here. I love these anamorphic brick builds like this. They give you a nice feel on what you can do with it. Little tournament tents, which you can probably modify into camping tents nowadays if you want to, so you don't have to rely on the vinyl pieces. And it just, gives you nice ideas here. Oh, there's a Lego Spacey guy sneaking in here with a helmet on his head. I guess this is the overview of all the Lego castle sets. And you got the little jousting tournament. You got the little caravan, nightly trailer thing here. And, whilst I can't relate any of these to basically anything we have in Lego at the moment, they definitely don't have a medieval sets out at the minute, which I think is probably their loss more than anything else. Maybe it conflicts with the Harry Potter stuff, but it would be nice to see some of these classic themes back, wouldn't it? Some the Lego Knights, Lego Space. I think Lego relies too much on IPs, other people's IPs to sell bricks, forgetting that sometimes, simple stuff owning their own stuff really works. I think Ninjago has been one of their most successful IPs, and they own everything on that. Again, we turn over here, we see another build here. We've got this little cart going on. And also we see the long bridge across the moat, which is very classic of a lot of castles we see over in medieval Europe. I mean, over in Europe, where all the history is. Where we see in Europe. I saw a couple of these castles over in the UK too. And a quick piece of trivia, I used to do medieval reenactment, so I used to get hit in the headlock by a sword, which probably explains my speech pattern. And we turn the page over again here, and we see Mary and Bill get back into LL924, take off, and fly off into adventure again, back towards the red planet, wherever the red planet will be. And we turn over the page one more time, and we see it's all in the imagination. We have a nice castle over in the background there. We see Mary and Bill here. Kind of want to get hold of that torso like that now. It's kind of neat. And they'll stick back here of the old mucker Bill here. It's kind of interesting as well. The old One Piece street signs are making their appearance here too. Again, even in this picture, there's just enough information in some of these pictures to give you an idea how to basically build what you're looking at. You can definitely build this corner house from this picture, and you can have a fairly good idea how to basically make this police fire station too. So I'm going to turn this over to the front cover now. There we go. Legoland Ideas Book 6000. I hope you enjoyed this quick journey with me. It's about 30 minutes long. This is perhaps the longest video I've ever made for the Legoville channel. But there was lots of things to see in this book, and I do believe this book has a lot of value even today. And I'm sure you hardened Lego fans will probably agree with me and say it's a shame that Lego doesn't produce ideas books anymore. Even like one every 2 years would be fantastic to show what they can do with some of the current Lego. I mean, this book is brimming full of ideas for what you can do with your bricks. And for imaginations like mine back in the day, it really inspired me to do some building. Chef's hat's still around, flat caps, love those. There's the other builders hats still be around, the brooms, the shovels. It also gives you kind of nostalgia that make you realise, like, oh my gosh, some of this Lego stuff has been around forever. I even kind of miss the old shutter buildings like these and the old Tudor looks we used to build into our stuff as well. But hey, okay, that's all for now. I hope you've enjoyed the walkthrough of Legoland Idea Book 6000. Thank you for joining me on this journey. It was a little different to how Jang did his on Jangbricks' channel. His is actually much more immaculate than mine as well. I guess his didn't see the wars like mine has. But the person who looked after it mine was found in a dusty tote in a... what can I say is the epitome of flea markets. So I was very lucky to find one with even any stickers in it and in this sort of condition. I mean, be fair, this book is well over, oh my gosh, 30, almost 40 years old now. So finding any of these books in any sort of conditions is actually a pretty much of a treasure. So, with all that being said, I'd like to thank you for joining me here. Please... like and subscribe to the channel. Leave some comments below and your thoughts about the Lego 6000 idea book. So it's good to have to talk with any Lego fans out there about these sort of things. Let's see what your views of these idea books and whether Lego should actually bring them back. I think that's everything I need to say here. So again, like and subscribe, share and comment is what I'm asking you to do right now. So please do. I look forward to talking to you all. And this is Nick Davis for Alt World Tube signing off now and wishing you all a really good day. You take care now. Bye bye bye.